everybody, how are you? I hope you're starting to thaw out a little bit. Our weather has come up to about 28 degrees. We have been snowed in. My daughter's been out of school for at least a week. She could have gone back to school today, but the roads, we live out in the county, so, and she has to go drive to school in town, and she's not a very experienced driver, especially in the snow. I mean, she's been driving since she was 16, but I gotta get rid of this mic cord. But she's never driven on snow, so I didn't want her to go, and which was fine with the school. They don't care. She's on remote. Anyway, tomorrow Scott Allen and I are going to do a collab on his channel, so I think it's going to be about 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Not sure about that, so just tune in. It's going to be live. I'll try to update you later on that. I'm not sure what time zone he is for sure. So anyway, we've been staying warm, but we were worried that our power lines would go down, and we're in southern Indiana. It's not Texas, but we were worried that our power lines would go down and then we wouldn't have any heat. We do have a gas water heater, but I think somehow that needs electricity too. We have a fireplace, so worst case scenario, we could make hot dogs, right? But we ran out of wood. Luckily, the people that live across the street have a huge amount of woods behind them, and I probably have told you this a million times. There's 2 brothers that live next door to each other on their parents', what used to be their parents' land. They're both married. They're our ages, so you know they're not kids. And they have behind their houses. They have a big lake, but there's a huge forest back there, and there's all kinds of trees down. So all you got to do is go over there and cut them up. And of course, Brad is happy to help my husband, and he's got a mule, which we're going to get to soon. And they load up wood and bring it over here and stack it on our deck, which is someday going to be a sunroom, I hope. Fingers crossed. So they went off in the woods yesterday to go do that, and I got out on the deck and shoveled, no kidding, because I measured it, 10 inches of snow off the deck. All of it, because they were out. When they came back, I knew they were going to be throwing the wood up on the deck, and I didn't want to have to dig it out of the snow. So I shoveled the deck off, and I think I really surprised my husband that I did that, but I did it. And we have wood again. So since it's been this bad weather, and my husband is a builder, his current project is really big. He's making this huge home out of a barn, and right now they don't have any more inside work left, so we're going to have to work on the outside, and he didn't want to do that, so he took this cold week off. So we have been burning up the wood. He's been home. We've been watching a lot of Gunsmoke and the Virginian and stuff like that, and I've been sitting over here by the tending the fire and working on my needlepoint and listening to Gunsmoke in the background. And I'll tell you, they have some funny lines in those old westerns. So we've been enjoying our time together. So that being said, I have noticed that I wake up in the morning, and it's not the first thing I do that turn on the news. It's just such a relief to not have to wake up in the morning and think, oh, what did he do now, you know? What has he messed up now? And, you know, we got Joe. So Joe is going to, I'm pretty sure, gain our global respect back. He's going to get us back into NATO. He's going to get us back into the Paris climate deal. He's going to get us back into the Iran nuclear deal, although that's not going to happen overnight, because now, of course, they don't trust us, which I don't blame him after, you know, Trump and his shenanigans, but the other thing is that Scott and I are going to read on this more tomorrow, but Trump is still, you know, people are still kowtowing to him. Nikki Haley, after she badmouthed him, wanted to go down and, you know, suck up to him, and he wouldn't receive her at his court. So she's not in his good graces, but in order, I guess, to be in his good graces, like Kevin McCarthy and Lindsey Graham, you gotta say shit in public. You gotta say stuff in public that will, I gotta turn my phone off. I don't want it to interrupt us. You know, I mean, you gotta claim his praises, sing his praises to the world before he will let you back in his circle. And God, it's just a poison circle. So anyway, do you guys remember when Barack Obama spoke in, I think, Brandenburg, Germany? I don't know if it was Berlin. May have been Berlin, I don't know. But anyway, there were just thousands of people cheering him. I mean, he looked this big with all these people. And I was like, oh, he's the guy. You know, he's still my guy. But he hasn't said much about Trump, and I'm pretty sure that Barack's working behind the scenes. I know he is. He's working with people like that guy that owns Virgin Records. He has a lot of donuts, and they are trying to undermine Trump, with from the shadows, which is good. I think really have a lot of trust in Barack Obama's motives and his morals and his values, and you know, they're going to undermine somebody like that at any time they can. Now, the other thing that I've read about, and I want to read on this, is that, you know, when we got Trump in there, yeah, he's a narcissist, and he is a despot and a demagogue, and you know, an autocrat and an asshole. But it was stupid. You know, he's not that smart. I mean, he's smart enough to slide around and convince people that he's doing the right thing, or that he's on their side when he's really not. But, you know, I read that sooner or later there's going to be somebody come along who is slicker than Trump. People really believe. Are we going to fall for that? You know, I mean, I want to know that. Or the next Trump, when is that coming? The next Trump-like figure that throws us into a what do you want to call it? Autocracy? Is that what you call it? I don't know. Let's read on this. Animal Tarot, by Lisa Robinson. And we want to know if, but I have moved to the living room. I'm not going to be able to stay here. But since I had a fire going, I didn't want to leave it untended. You don't leave your fires untended. Although at night, when we go to bed, I throw another log on there. I feel like it's pretty safe. Plus, I'm telling you, our smoke alarms would wake the dead. So what we want to know is, are we going to be able to recognize the next narcissist that comes along? Are we canny? Are we canny enough to recognize the next evil guy that comes along? Because Trump was strictly out for himself. I mean, he didn't expect to win, but he did, and since he did, he was going to take full advantage of the situation. But what we want to know is, are we going to be able to recognize and I mean, why have we not been able to charge him with anything? Boy, he's snaky, isn't he? Sly. Are we going to be able to recognize the next smarter Trump when he comes along and get rid of him? Are we going to have, I don't even know how to ask this. Is there a next Trump out there waiting in the wings? And will we be able to recognize him? Another bad guy out there in the wings waiting to take over our country and sell it out to the highest bidder. It's just a matter of time, as everybody has said and repeated, and I'm getting hot sitting here. If it comes down, it's going to come down from the inside. Remember how together we were when 9/11 happened, how we were all together. That changed in April of 2003 when Bush sent our National Guard into Afghanistan or into Iraq. That's when people started getting, really on opposite sides. That's when I think it became a real divide. But are we going to be able to recognize the next Trump when he comes along? What's it going to look like? Eric, can you tell us? Can't get them all on. Okay, Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. Basis of the reading is the Eight of Swords, and behind us we have the Three of Swords reversed. The crowning card is the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Near future, Five of Pentacles. Internal forces, a strength card. External forces are the Nine of Swords. It's hard to do without my little mat. The hopes and wishes are the Four of Swords. And the final outcome is the Two of Cups reversed. Okay, so that's reversed, I'm sorry. Okay, so here is the Ace of Swords, which is information and the truth. The Ace of Swords is the card of truth, and the Ace of Pentacles is the down-to-earth about the money thing. So I think we will be able to, because we have the sword of truth informing us. And the Ace of Pentacles is like new investments and new prosperities, new wealth. But at this time, that's where we're headed, because the sword of truth is there, and that's good. And now we have the Eight of Swords as the basis of the reading, and this is the guy that's got, he is self-bound with the blindfold on. He could just step out of that circle, but here's the mole in this particular situation. And he is able to climb out of that hole, but he's blind. See, he's blindfolded like the other one. So he's stuck. The basis of the reading is that we are stuck. Censure. This whole thing with Trump has been a waste of energy. And behind Three of Sorrows is confusion and possible loss. This is behind us, though. This is disorder and confusion. See, this is the heart with the Three Swords in it. This is, see, and this can mean heart surgery, it can mean heartbreak, it can be divorce or loss or depression or something like that. But this way, it's recovery. Possible loss, but probable recovery. The Eight of Pentacles in the near future, is the crowning card, and this is the card of the apprentice. This is learning a new trade, craftsmanship, business, employment. This is an unethical application of skills. So this is some guy coming along like Trump did, who, because he was skillful in his lingo, he was able to coerce people into believing the lies that he said. And this is the crowning card. This is what I'm talking about. But the near future is the Five of Pentacles. So this is someone who has been tossed out of some kind of an institution, okay? This is out in the cold. This is being destitute. But see, because it's outside of this building, and a lot of times you see the light on in there, which means there's still stuff going on in there, but these are not they are either willingly or unwillingly tossed out. They're either tossed out or they walk away from the community, okay, from being inside and included in what's going on. So there's somebody on the outside looking in. But our internal forces is strength, you guys. You know, people are going to wake up. I mean, like, even that wacko shaman is saying, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Look at him. There he is, the shaman, the QAnon shaman. No, I don't know that's what it is, but that's exactly what it reminded me of when I picked the card up and started talking about him. You know, even he is now saying we're wrong, and we need people to listen to people like that, whatever his name is now, I don't remember. I don't remember what his name is, but we have the strength to survive whatever comes our way. The external forces are the Nine of Swords, though. This is sitting up in bed at night. This is nightmares, grief, sorrow, shame, misery, suffering. This is coming from the outside. The Four of Swords, normally, regular, upright. Okay, so this is our hopes and fears. Upright, this is respite and taking a break, you know, taking a rest. It's not a card of death when it's like this. You know, this is the guy with the three swords hanging over him and the other one, and he's lying down. This is it's activity and social unrest and success. I think we're going to be okay. Now, the Two of Cups, this is the kind of like a lover's card. This is a promise and this is the final outcome. This is the promise or partnership, proposals, marriage, that kind of thing. Upside down, it's arguments and breakups and separations. So we're going to have a lot of fighting about this. But you know what? Here's the thing. We saw what happened with a guy like this. And there, you know, every day I hear of people that are long-term Republicans saying, I'm out. You can count me out. January 6th did it for me. I don't want anything more to do with these Republicans. Right and left, they are changing sides or becoming independents. And, you know, which means we're going to win some of their votes. So there's going to be a lot of people that are in the Republican Party now that are switching to the Independent Party if they don't go all the way and vote Democrat. And there's also, I'm still saying, there are going to be two Republican parties. Trump is splitting this party, and that's what he's down there doing. He is down in Florida rallying his forces, and I'll tell you why. I mean, I can just feel this. He's broke. He knows he's got all these charges coming up against him, okay? He's got to get some money together. I think there's a house in Bedminster, New York, where they're they really consider it their family home or whatever. And they're, I think they're getting ready to lose that. And one by one, like the one in New Jersey yesterday, one by one, these Trump properties are going to fall. And that means Trump's going to need money. Now, I know that the one that was imploded the other day, yesterday or whatever, didn't any longer belong to Trump. But ideologically, wasn't it great that it went down? Symbolically, what does that mean to Trump? That they imploded his business. So Trump is off. Trump is off promoting a new party. Well, let's, screw McConnell. We don't need him. He's already out bad-mouthing him in public. And, McConnell never liked Trump. So, Trump's out. He's trying to start the party of Trump. Is it the party of Trump? Is it going to remain the GOP? And McConnell will take off? And, we've already got the party of Lincoln. Or is that what it's called? The Lincoln Project. So, there's a lot of people involved in that, including Kellyanne's husband. The party's going to split. Do you guys remember the movie The Shining? Not The Shining, The Stand, where, it was basically good against evil. It all started with a virus. Rush Limbaugh. I can't wait to see Cash's transition period for Rush Limbaugh. That ought to be really interesting. I keep seeing this. Trump's whole motivation here is that he says he's going to run in 2024. Whether he does or not, who knows? Who knows whether he will. Will he get the nomination? Probably not. You know who should get the nomination? Mitt Romney. No matter who he's running against. I wouldn't vote for him, but I didn't vote for him before. But still, if there's going to be a Republican to win, I'd much rather it be Mittens than Donald Dick. You know what I'm saying? So, Donald's down there plotting. And the reason he's plotting is because he's running out of money. He doesn't have a pot to piss in as it is. Everything is exaggerated. That's what he does. He exaggerates everything. And he's... I just see this thing in my head, okay? I just see this pot of gold, okay? This huge pot of bottomless pot of gold. And I see all these poor people coming along and throwing pennies in it. That's where he's getting his money. He's continuing to ask his base for money into the bottomless pot of gold they put their pennies. Is that sick or what? People, they're snowed. Trump out there forming another party, and what's going to happen with it? What's going to happen with the Trump party? This is why it's so important that we get him convicted. Because we have to change people's minds. Are we going to be able to prevent him from running again? Is he forming another party? Don't even know. Sometimes you don't even know how to ask. I can see it in my head. I can see what he's doing in my head, and I can see what he's thinking. I can imagine, kind of remotely, like what he's thinking, and that's what he's thinking. And I just keep seeing that pot of gold, the mansion on the hill, and people throwing pennies at it. A lot of pennies. Whatever they can, they're throwing it into this pot of gold. For Trump, but I'm not. Trump down there plotting at Mar-a-Lago. Of course he is. What's Trump plotting? What's he got up his sleeve? What's Trump plotting? we going to be able to take Trump down? Trump take. Let's check it out. Tomorrow, Scott and I are going to go over some of this stuff. Not this exact stuff, but I got to find out whether or not it's Eastern time or whatever, and I'll put it in the description. As soon as I get this uploaded, I'll write him. Okay, so 10 of Swords, the Burden card, and the 2 of Cups. So we got a partnership here. Below us, the 2 of Swords reversed. Behind us, the 8 of Pentacles. Above, the Page of Swords. That's a message. Whoops. Forgot what this was reversed. Okay, in the near future, the Queen of Cups reversed. Internal forces are the Fool. He's going to mess up. External, the Emperor. Oh, hopes and fears, death, and final outcome is strength. Look at all those pennies in that pot of gold. He's a strong politician because people believe him, and he's carrying a huge burden because he knows. He knows he's in trouble, and he's made some kind of agreement somewhere. He's got some kind of a partnership with somebody. And the 2 of Swords, it looks like the basis of the reading is that the path has been chosen. This is reversed, but upright, it's it's information, a truce, temporary truce. But this way it's dealing with rogues, movement of affairs. So yeah, he's down there plotting and trying to figure out how he's gonna get out of trouble. That's exactly what he's doing. In the background, I mean in the rearview mirror, this is the Apprentice card. This is patience and craftsmanship and business and employment, commission. He's down there in Mar-a-Lago, trying to figure out how to make money. But here's the card of truth. No, this is the message. This is a message of truth. The Page of Swords. This is the spy card. Somebody, and it's just like all these QAnon people and all these outlying groups. There are FBI informants in all of these groups. So somebody was even saying that the QAnon shaman was a spy, but I don't think so. So somebody has got the lowdown on Trump. That's the crowning card. There's a spy somewhere in his midst. Near future is the Queen of Cups, and it's reversed. And this is addictive person. Somebody. The Queen of Cups is like the crown, the power behind the watery throne. Okay, the power behind vision. Love, happy marriage, vision, but upside down, it's immorality and dishonesty. And it's, water sign, so it's deep. And since, like when you think about water, think about underwater, how you can't really see what's going on underwater all the time. And in the internal forces, he's going to make mistakes. He's the fool, and he's going to make the wrong choices. And the external forces are somebody is coming to get him and lay the law down. And he doesn't look happy, does he? Yeah, I don't think this is the government. This is intelligent over passion. And it's coming from external forces. He's not going to be able to do what he's doing. The Death card, okay, is the hopes and fears, and this is not death always. I mean, the Moon card can be a death of a loved one. This card can mean death, but most of the time is change and transformation. It's death of one thing and rebirth in another because it's change and transformation. So, big changes. Endings and time to move on, rebirth. Yeah, things are going to change for Trump. And there's the Strength card again, the final outcome. Triumph of love over hate. Spiritual over material. So in this case, this is us overcoming with spiritual over his material. That's all good news. Hey, it's not always good news, but I think that reading is. Okay, I'm at 30 minutes. I'm going to have to upload. I'm also updating all my contact information and stuff on my videos. So if you want a personal reading, you can contact me at queensavenuetarot.com. No, queensavenuetarot@gmail.com. Is that right? queensavenue.tarot@gmail.com. I haven't really been doing any of those lately, so you're going to have to email me, and somehow I'll figure out how to get a calendar done. But it's a new year. It's time to do some new stuff. And anyway, hit the like, hit the subscribe, leave comments. Let me know what you think. Oh, by the way, if you're a troll, I'm going to block you, okay? I don't want to argue with you. And I'm speaking especially to you, dragonfly person, whoever you are. I don't even think you're an American, so stop doing that BS on my channel, okay? Otherwise, you're just going to be history. So, okay, guys, love you. Thanks. Bye.